name is Waddy Michael.
My name is Mwaba.
And this is How We Met.
How We Met. Bezario Mwanza.
Sife Mwanza.
We met in Dola.
Yeah, at the studio.
We came over to record some songs and that's how we met. How We Met.
Hi, this is John Mumba.
Well, we met at church 2013. It's an interesting story.
How We Met on Lifestyle.
Lord, you got me saying wow, wow. And now know how,
I don't like my name. Okay. All right, my name is Waddy Michael Shibemba. My name's commonly known as Waddy Michaels. Most people call me Waddy Michaels.
Okay, my name is Mwaba Shibemba. I don't have a nickname.
How did we meet? Okay. Well, I met my wife through a friend of mine. I think I went to arcades at one given time to meet up a friend of mine. And as I went into a shop where she was working, I got to see this girl at the counter. I was like, hey, hi, how's it? You okay? Yeah, nothing much really was said at that given time. And I said, hey, can I get your number from her friend who they were working together? So that's how basically I met her then, before I even started asking anything. I met her in a shop. Yeah.
Sometime in 2017, I was working for a shop at Arcades, and then he walked in asking for a friend of mine who was my wakemate at the time. Yeah, that's how we met, I guess. Yeah. My first impression of him was, who is this confident person? He was very confident and unapologetic. Yeah.
Correct. My first impression of my wife was she was very quiet. I looked at her and I was thinking to myself, hey, who is this nice, quiet girl? So I think she didn't talk as much. Well, she deceived me, but she was very quiet at that given time, yeah. My relatives supported me 100%. Definitely they were for the idea that I should get in a serious relationship and settle down, because a lot of people thought, hey, this guy would never settle down ever. So yeah, my family were like, hey, let's do this. So they really supported me, yeah.
My relatives took the relationship very well. They were very supportive. From the beginning, I kept my relationship private. Yeah, because of the past relationship, so I decided to keep this one quiet. Not until he made his intentions of Kufika and things like that. Yeah.
Well, a proposal. My proposal to my wife was very, very, very ancient. I did not get on one knee. We're driving home. Like then, I wasn't even driving. I had gotten my sister's car to just take her home, and we were packed at the name filling station. And I was like, you know what? The Vogue Fika, it was that informal. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you transport money. Go tell your father that I want to come home and marry you. That was basically it. And she was like, oh, okay. And a few months down the line, we were paying Lobola, but the giving of the ring only happened after I had already reached home. That is where the surprise engagement basically was, where I took her out for dinner. Then I went on the knee formally, but I'd already repealed Muntare Suminakare, So it was just more like, I just wanted to make her feel how every girl feels like to receive a ring, not the old-fashioned way, but me, I went the old-fashioned way. Go to the parents first, and then give the ring. Not to my parents on get to point. So yeah.
Did I accept his proposal? Yes, I did. I did accept the proposal, but I didn't take it seriously because it was very casual. He just said, "Nah, kupani." So I was thinking, it's just one of those things, just talking about it, and I didn't think he was serious at the time. Not until he kept on talking about it. I remember he gave me some transport money to say, go and tell your parents, because my parents are on the Copper Belt. So he told me to say, you need to travel, and then you need to go and make this. You have to go and tell them about my intentions. So yeah, I think I accepted, though it took time, since seeing that it was a casual proposal. Like he said, he wanted to get to my parents first before he had asked me. So.
The wedding preparation were very smooth, actually. At that given time, I personally was ready for my wedding. I think I had enough funding in me. There were no really sit-downs where people sit down, start collecting money and all those kind of things. So most of the things were basically between me and my wife. Family just started coming in slightly a bit later, which made things even easier, because personally, sitting around a lot of people talking about wedding, too many confusions. I mean, too much. And this is something that we were not looking forward to. So basically, it took us a year after I asked my wife to marry her. So what was happening, like every month, I would take something towards the venue, towards the decor, towards the food. Then eventually, as the day got closer, I started seeing people calling me, come and get this, but there was never really a sit down where people are sitting saying, no. There was no such, but family did support me fully, because they just came and, just reminding each other, this is what's going on, Waddy's getting married, so what are you doing? So whoever blessed me did actually do what they had to do, but mainly we did it just the two of us as we were moving towards the wedding with no major hiccups. I don't think we had. Well, there was one, but not really crazy one. Yeah.
The preparations were, financially, they were very okay, like he mentioned. We were very prepared financially, but you know how these weddings are. A wedding is more inclined to a girl. There's certain things that you want. I remember there was a certain venue that I wanted, but then we couldn't afford it at the time. So there was just those kind of mishaps here and there, but everything went on well with time. Of course, I had to start looking for my dress shopping. I was going with him. He would be like, we'll just go to a place, and he'd just be like, let's go to another place. So it was hectic on my side, because I wanted it to be my dream wedding. So I kept on going round and round looking for things that I dreamt of. But all in all, everything came down perfectly, of course, coupled with prayer. And then my husband is a very good event planner, so he he helped me a lot. Yeah. So everything came down very smoothly. Yeah. It was very difficult. At the time, because right now I've put on a bit of weight. At the time, I was like a size 6 or less. So I was smaller, slightly smaller than I am today. So it was very difficult getting my dream dress that would fit. Yeah, so I had to go as far as Kitwe to find my dress. And I only found my dress 3 days before the wedding. So it was very, very stressful for me. It was very hectic.
I think I felt a lot of emotions at that given time. Of course, the night before, like any other wedding, there were a lot of talks. We had some major disagreements, Even the night before, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I don't think I want to do this anymore, But what was so interesting was my father-in-law, now I just call him my father, calls me up at 5 o'clock in the morning and says, "My son, it is well." One of the most amazing moments of my life. Like I woke up to hear this man's voice in my ears. I needed that encouragement because of whatever else went around at that given time. And then I went to church very early, actually, not the kind to be late. I was at church there in a very nice white jacket, and there walked my wife. She was coming in, being escorted by my father and my mother. I was like, whoa, this is it. This is it. Beautiful stuff. I was very excited. I was happy. I was crying in my specs, and well, no tears came out, but I was crying. So when I saw her walk, I was amazed. I was very happy.
Well, like he said, there were a lot of emotions going on, but for me, the first thought that crossed my mind was like, this is it. This is it. I am going to spend the rest of my life with this guy. When I walk down this aisle, I'm not going back anywhere. I'll stick with him. So it was, my siblings were very emotional. They were crying and things like that. But I didn't cry. I was just looking forward to spending my life with this man. Because the day turned out to be perfect. I was wearing my dream dress.
Why are your siblings crying? I never asked them.
I don't know why they were crying. We need to ask them.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, but he looked very serious. He didn't look the way he's looking today, and that's a side that I never saw throughout the time that we were dating and things like that. He was like a different Waddy now. So I was like, okay, let's see how this thing goes. So for me, I didn't shed a tear. I didn't cry. I was just excited and just wanted to see what marriage had in store.
Okay, so the main song at the church, "Come to the Altar" by Pastor Gracious. He sang it live with Sampa, and it was beautiful. Everybody goes in with here comes the bride. We said nah. All right. I know my wife was not even keen for Pastor Gracious to actually do the song, but it made sense. It really made sense. Everybody was just like, oh, beautiful. So "Come to the Altar" by Pastor Gracious.
What has kept our love alive is we've continued to date each other. I think that's one important aspect that we've carried in our marriage. We still have dates, though they've reduced with our son being born because we have to babysit and that kind of stuff. But before our son came in, we used to go out a lot. We would spend time together because my husband's work schedules are very, very, very tight. So we usually just try every little time that we have. We would go somewhere and just spend quality time together, and that's something that we've had till this day. So every time that we find little time, we go somewhere and just have a great time as a couple.
I think it's what she has put it, the way our life has been kept together in terms of our love life is the dating part. We usually go out a lot. My mother-in-law says, we do that quite a lot. We go on vacations as a family. Anytime to go out, even just for ice cream, just take a walk out, go have a drink, whatever festival is coming up, we go out, we chill. And it's very important to start enjoying our lives like that. And like in other circumstances where she was saying, no, we have a son now. So what we have done is we've actually taken our son with us because we don't want to be bored all the time. So what happens, whatever time we get, we definitely take, the three of us, we go out sometimes with our nanny. If we really want to spend time together with my wife, we even pay for our nanny because, we're trying to keep our love life moving instead of us being in a boring relationship. I'm not the one to talk. I usually don't like talking a lot. If my wife is talking, I just say, okay, I'm ahead. You know, there's that. That's me. I don't like to talk a lot. My wife is usually the one that likes to talk. But usually I try to understand where she's coming from and hear what she has to say. And yeah, so usually when she speaks, I hear from her point of view. I also try to speak. So it's just a matter of communication, I think. The best is communication. And that's how we try to resolve our issues.
How we resolve conflict. I am a talker. I love talking. Even though he seems to be a bit louder than I am, I love to communicate. For me, if there's a problem or there's something that I'm not okay with, I would call him and approach him and talk to him about it. The only challenge that's there is my husband is not really a talker. Like, he doesn't like talking about things. If I'm not satisfied, I'll still sit back. I'll still call him back and I would still initiate the conversation. And for me, I don't get a no for an answer. So I will ensure, even if we don't resolve that issue that day, the following day I'll continue bringing up the same issue, not until we sit down and resolve it. So that's how we resolve just through communication and just meeting halfway. Yeah. So what I appreciate about my spouse is his patience. His patience. He's been very patient with me, and I'm not a very easy person to love, I should assume. Well, yeah, I'm not a very easy person to love, but my husband has been very patient with me, and he knows that I'm a very emotional person, and there's just these emotions that would come all over me, and I would feel a certain way, and then he would just come and tell me, baby, you're very beautiful, or maybe at that day I'm not feeling beautiful as I should, or I'm not feeling as good as I should. He would just come home and tell me, you're a very beautiful girl, did you know that? Then that's just something that I really appreciate about him. And even just in my career-wise, not just about my physical appearance, he's just always a very supportive husband, and he's been a very, very, very supportive father. Despite the tight work schedules, coming back home at 21:30, he'll still help me out with the baby. So he's been a very, very great husband.
She cooks well. Appreciate my wife's cooking. Very good. Well, I appreciate my wife in a lot of ways. She's released this beast in me to change life, to change the way I think. In the 2 years that I've been married to my wife, personally, I've done a lot because she gives me that urge to work harder and harder to supply for the home, to supply for my family. I didn't even realize that we support quite a number of people that we do, and she's just always there for me to push me going forward, and I appreciate her love. I mean, she's a great mother, great mother. I love the way they interact with my son. I think that's the most amazing part. I have it, and whenever these two make me happy, usually they go out and eat good stuff. So she brings up my son in a way that I want him to become, even though I'm not always there all the time, and I know my wife is gonna do this. So I appreciate the love she has for me, even the patience as well. Like Kasha's put it, I'm busy. Half the time I'm never home, I'm traveling. Only that COVID has kept me home most of the time anyway. But without it, I know I'll start going back where I used to be, like all over the country, all over the world. So she's patient with me. She would allow me to go, come back, do what I have to do. So I appreciate her every much, and I think most of all, I love her very, very much. One thing I appreciate about my wife is, I'm telling you. Okay, one thing I appreciate about you is the way you take good care of me, and that I love. I think you're always there for me, and I love you for that. Thank you.
What I appreciate most about you is how you love me. That nobody can second. Thank you for loving me the way you do.
Okay.